So Paul says in verse 8, why should it be thought a thing incredible with you that God should raise the dead? Again, he's pointing to the resurrection and what he is really being called in question for, preaching the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And he says, look, why should it be an incredible thing to you that God should raise the dead? Look, and this always baffles me about people who would question the miracles of the Bible. Right? Why is it an incredible thing to you that God would raise the dead? If somebody would say, oh, that's foolish, so a guy died and rose again by the power of God. Well, if you believe God created everything, if you believe that there is a God and that He transcends everything, that He spoke this world into existence, well then why would you believe that He wouldn't have the power to raise someone from the dead? Or to raise Himself from the dead? The same thing with some of the miracles in the Bible or the Old Testament stories that people would try to debunk the Bible with. Right? They have all these goofy science shows where they try to debunk, oh, well, Jonah being in the whale's belly for 3 days and 3 nights, that could never happen. Right? That's just a fairy tale. That must just be, an allegory. Right? How could that happen? Why is that an incredible thing for you to think of? That God couldn't make a fish big enough to swallow a man, and that God couldn't keep him alive for 3 days and 3 nights, the God that created heaven and earth. Why is that so hard for you to grasp? Same thing with the flood. We're supposed to believe that God had a flood that had that much water to destroy everything, and that He was able to preserve, all the different kinds of animals and an ark. And they have all these shows trying to go through the engineering and through the science and how it would be possible. And, that's why I don't like some aspects of creation science. Because some of these creation scientists try to take faith out of it, and they try to rationalize with the people who would doubt the Bible and what God would say, and they try to say, see, it can happen. If the boat was this size and it did this and all that, and we don't need that. Why is it an incredible thing to you to think that the God who spoke everything into existence couldn't cause a global flood to come upon the earth and couldn't have a man build an ark to spare him and the animals? Why is that an incredible thing that God could do that? All those things are just trying to get people to doubt the Word of God and to abandon faith for the wisdom of man. Look, and what we believe doesn't rest in our own wisdom. Look, if what you believe in God and what you believe about Jesus Christ lies within your own wisdom, then you're not saved, because we have to take it by faith. There's some things that, yes, they are incredible. And they are hard to wrap our minds around, but that is faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. God has given us enough evidence to believe, but He's also given us enough to hang ourselves on, as I've said before. That it's not all just going to be spelled out for us. It's not all going to be to where we can understand every little nook and cranny of it in our own wisdom, because without faith it is impossible to please Him. You have to have faith. And so if you believe that there is a God, if you believe there's a God that transcends this world and who spoke it into existence, why would it be an incredible thing with you that God should raise the dead? Right? How foolish. Or any other miracle that anybody would try to cast doubt upon in the Bible. Why is that such an incredible thing to think? Right? We don't make any bones about what we believe. When I have people that question me on stuff like that, I'm saying, hey, I believe, God said it, I believe it. I'm taking it by faith. I may not be able to explain it all to you, but I believe. That's what faith is. That's what the scientists, falsely so called, won't admit. What they believe is faith also. Because nobody's ever seen a big bang that nothing formed everything. Nobody's ever seen one kind of an animal transform into another kind. Right? A monkey transform into a man. But yet that's what they believe. They've put their faith in their false science. And that's all that is. They've taken the measure of faith that God has given them, and they've put it into a fairy tale, into their own lie, into their own wisdom, and they want to promote it as science. I'm just going to believe God. And I believe that He can do all these